So we've come to the end. When I started this journey, I was down and out, but ready to embrace life in comedy writing again.
I'd like to think that sometime, maybe 10 or 20 years from now, there'd be something I could laugh at. Anything.
And creating this series further reignited my flame, which previously kept going out.
I'm an entertainer, first and foremost, but there's art involved here, and an artist has an obligation to be en route, to be going somewhere. There's a journey involved here, and you don't know where it is, and that's the fun.
As Michael Bernard Beckwith said, pain pushes until your vision pulls. And now that I'm ready to move beyond coping mechanisms and expand into new worlds, I thought it only fair to not only clarify what I've learned here, but to finally give you guys the answer to the question that when it comes to pain, what's so funny? So without further ado, let's do it. So, in my quest to understand what's so funny about tragedies, why we use laughter in the face of pain, and if doing so has any psychologically damaging effects, I found out several things. And for the record, let me state that I did review more psychological theories than I shared here, but ultimately I found them to be not that relevant. For if my goal is to use comedy when dealing with pain without ending up unconscious and face down in a pool of my own vomit, why not just ask the people who had done it? So what did I learn? Well, first I learned that while talking about painful experiences, even if in a comedic way, is cathartic, it isn't healing if you just do that with anyone, like an audience. It's more important to talk about it in an open, honest, and vulnerable way with a confidant, preferably a supportive friend, but a good therapist will do too. And if they affirm your feelings and help you to trust them and yourself more, the real healing begins. Then I learned that the weapon-like power Mark Twain spoke of when it came to laughter was not only found in the creative process of turning tragedy into comedy, where we transformed ourselves from victims into creators who could determine their own narrative and therefore reality, but its power was also in the subliminal reminders it gave us, like the knowledge that everything is temporary, and as such probably isn't that serious. And the reminder that none of us know what the hell is going on here, and that we're innocently bonded in this human experiment together. And in the last episode, I learned that as comedians, your role is to help preserve that innocence and see to it that we're all able to have a good time in the face of our pain and confusion. So, if you want to experience the good times, it's important that you learn to lean away from the things that can hurt you, like drugs, and lean into the things that can help you, like writing and comedy. And finally, we come to the answer to what's so funny about it all to begin with. Out of all my research, when it came to understanding comedy, its relationship with pain, and what's so funny, the best understanding I could find came from The Simpsons writer Mike Reiss in his book Springfield Confidential. There, Reiss explained that when a joke is over, it's over. All the loose ends are tied up, the journey is complete, and any weirdness that preceded the punchline now makes sense. As an example, he offers this joke. A duck walks into a pharmacy and asks for chapstick. The druggist says, "Will that be cash or credit?" And the duck says, "You can put that on my bill." Now, nothing in that scenario or setup makes any sense. But with a punchline, you don't need it to. Any questions you might have had about the duck, his ability to talk, his need for chapstick with no lips, whatever, cease to exist. And so it is with a scenario or setup that is life, comedy, and pain. None of it may make any sense to us, but when you give it a punchline, it doesn't need to. So, what's the answer to the question, what's so funny? Why, 42, of course.